Welcome back to another exciting episode of Making Events Awesome live stream. I'm your host, Warwick Merry. Let's press the button, get the things happening. Triple certified presenter and award-winning virtual producer and presenter. Hey, hybrid events. We need to be serious about hybrid events for a moment. This is my serious face, so you can tell that it's serious. Hybrid events are interesting, and the thing that's interesting about them is they come in many shapes and sizes. Now, for a lot of corporations, a hybrid event can just be a meeting where you've got 5 people around a laptop in one boardroom, go interstate, there's 2 people in another meeting room that's got the laptop, and 5 people working from home. That's hybrid. But I want to talk high-level hybrid. We're talking about when you've got 200 or 300 people in the room, you're broadcasting out, you're using one of the big software services for hybrid, so they can do chats, they can do commentaries, that kind of stuff. I have to be completely frank and honest, it's really hard to do them well. Often people who are online as part of the hybrid experience feel like a second-class citizen, and it's typically the online audience. Your face-to-face delegates, they're there in the room, they've got their buddies and colleagues with them, they're seeing the presenters. Even when they have a presenter coming in and streamed into the event hall, they're still feeling like they're part of it, but often the online people aren't. The presenters are not skilled enough. Even really good professional speakers, I've seen them time and time again, forget that they've probably got more people online than they do in the room. And so therefore they'll say to people in the crowd, turn to the person next to you and talk about that point. But there's no instruction for the people to be online. They barely acknowledge the people online. So what's happened is because of that, a lot of event organizers are like, you know what? Hybrid's really painful, really expensive. We don't want to do it. So here's an alternative. This is an alternative that a professional conference organizer I was talking to was saying, look, we've been doing hybrids and we're just not doing them anymore. The return on investment is just not there. The return on energy is just not there. And the return on our objective is just not there. By the way, side note, I'm always a big fan when you're doing an event, online, live, face-to-face, hybrid, whatever, that you really measure those 3 things. Return on objectives, return on investment, and return on energy. Because at any point in time, you can spend your money doing something else or your energy doing something else, and you'll have certain objectives. So you need to make sure that it's paying back. Back to the main point. So the alternative to hybrid is this. What you can do is simply do your normal face-to-face event. I know, right? Who would have thought? And record it. And then you can sell access to the recordings afterwards. So the people who are buying access to the recordings are crystal clear. It's a recording. They're not expecting some kind of live interact experience. It's just the recording. I'm going to watch the recording. And so we're doing a recording and the person's, not looking down the barrel of the camera at me because we're just recording. So their expectations are managed. You can then chop it up into little bits to create little packages at different price points if that's how your organization works. So if you're sick of and tired of all the pain, suffering, and inconvenience of doing hybrid, don't get me wrong. Some people have done some amazing hybrid events and they've been fantastic. And you can do great hybrid events. Typically, it's for the higher end, larger, bigger budget kind of events. So if that's not you, don't try and stretch yourself to do it. Come up with the alternative. And this is a really good alternative to do your face-to-face events and then have it broadcast or recorded. So you really are setting that expectation and then selling that access to that recording or the chunks later on. Just a really quick one, just a little snip of thoughts around that kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong, as I say, hybrids are really good and I love them when they work, but they don't often give you the return that they're after. So I think that'll shift, that'll change. Too many of the software that we use is not inclusive enough. And at the end of the day, when it comes to hybrid, it's all about inclusivity. It's all about everyone having a great experience, regardless of the modality, and a different experience, because you really do have a couple of different audiences. And as you've heard me say before, if you have an online event, you need an online host. If you have an face-to-face event, you need a face-to-face host. If you're having both in a hybrid, you need both an online and a face-to-face host because they're different audiences with different needs. So when your face-to-face crew go out for lunch, your online host can do some additional interviews, some additional profiling, some additional content, some additional fun and interaction, which is all very, very possible with the software that's out there. So If you are going to do hybrid, awesome, go for it, do it really well and invest your time, effort, money into it. If it's just not working for you, you may want to consider doing a face-to-face event and recording and making sure that that works and you can sell that later on. There's too often the internet's gone down or the streaming service is upset and people have paid good money. So whereas if you're just recording it, it's far simpler to create something good afterwards. Anyway, that's my thought for the week. Thanks for joining me. I hope that's been of value to you. If you want to find out more, jump on over. Join us in Making Events Awesome. It's a little Facebook group that we run, makingeventsawesome.com. Also, if you're presenting online and you want the 7 keys to being a successful online presenter, why not go there? It's a freebie. Oh, who doesn't love a freebie? It's a freebie. Enjoy, have fun. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to your company next time. 9 a.m. on a Thursday for the Get Events Online. No, not Get Events Online. I changed. It's Making Events Awesome. That's what it is. Woohoo! Making Events Awesome live stream. 9 o'clock, wherever you see your live streams on Thursday, Melbourne time. Alrighty, enjoy. This is the end of stream jiggle. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. My money don't jiggle. It folds. I'm too old for TikTok.